I'm James Andrews, arable reporter for Farmers Weekly. I'm at Ivy Dean in Staffordshire to meet our new Western Barometer farmer, Peter Sands. Could you tell me a little bit about your farm?
Right, thanks James. Yes, we farm primarily in a sort of brood, codswall, cannock area, and we're farming about 3,200 acres. And out of that we own about 700. Then on top of that we also do the work purely on about 300 acres where we sort of do a stubble to harvest. That we also do the work on two of the farms where we just do the combining.
And what crops do you grow? What are your rotations?
Cropping-wise, we've got two rotations, basically 2 wheats, barley and rape. That's on the sort of stronger land, and then on the sort of easier working ground we're doing oats, wheat, rape, and then back to wheat again. So basically trying to keep rape in the rotation every 4 years.
So what's Matthew applying to this crop?
Matthew's applying ammonium sulphate, and we're putting about 30 units to the acre on, and that'll take it through then till middle of April, and then we'll apply some straight nitrogen. And then we'll put another lot on end of April, early May.
And what else has this crop received so far?
So far, fertiliser-wise, it's received 100 weight of potash to the acre, and then it's had herbicide on.
So what variety have we got here, Peter?
We've got a crop of Oakley here, James.
Yeah. What sort of nozzles do you use for applying the product?
High Pro, are they?
That's it.
High Pro nozzles we use for applying this stuff.
We've used the dribble bars before, but they're very prone to being knocked off, and they're quite expensive to replace, whereas these are very convenient, aren't they?
Very handy,
yeah.
Liquid and granular fertilisers, when do you decide to use which technique, and which do you favour?
Traditionally we've always had liquid nitrogen, and then traditionally we've also had bagged phosphate and potash. Now recently the prices of liquid nitrogen have changed, and last year in particular it was too expensive to go down that route, so we moved over to the bagged nitrogen job. Now this year we've sort of gone half and half because the price has been very similar, and application wise we've got the machine to do both jobs.
Yeah.
So we're quite happy to leave it at half and half. We've got more flexibility, and we've also found that perhaps with the liquid, putting it on as the third dressing in, say, end of April, early May, if you get a dry spell, the liquid doesn't seem to be as available as the bagged nitrogen. So basically what we're doing, we're putting liquid on the first two dressings and then bag stuff for the third dressing.
And I noticed you've got a very big combine there, the Lexion 600. What do you think of that, and how long have you had it?
We've had that now for 2 years. We've been aiming to combine about 3,000 acres with it, and we've achieved that. The 35-foot header is a far better header than the 30-foot, which we had on the 580. We used to have a lot of wrapping problems at night with the 30-foot header.
And the night sea press you've got on demonstration, what do you think of that so far?
Yeah, we've only just we've had it here since November, hoping to use it because it's been too wet. We did take it out the other day on some light land, which wasn't really a very fair trial, so we hope to use it on Friday on something a bit better, and if we like it, we might purchase a 5-metre one for this coming time.
Yeah. And then the tractor you're going to use to pull that, you'll obviously need a bit of power to
we're going to hire a John Deere track machine.
You choose to hire a lot of your tractors at busy times of year. I mean, do you think that's a lot better than purchasing them?
I think it is. Now we've stopped growing potatoes, we haven't got the use for the tractors, during March, April time like we did have.
So I noticed there's a very active sawmill in your yard. Is that another arm of your business?
It is, yeah. It was set up about 20 years ago, and my father runs that, and he employs full-time men on there. Goes to a lot of building people, and they want the oak cutting out for beams and small, building conversions.
You mentioned your 2 establishment techniques. Could you tell me where this drill fits into your plans?
Yeah, well, we've got quite a bit of ground where we can easily get a seed bed after we've ploughed it, and we'd probably plough about 1/3 of the acreage, especially when we're sort of growing oats or maybe a second wheat. And we've had Ledkin drills now for probably 6 years, and we bought this one last autumn and went for the luxury of a hydraulic folding one. And it's a good system.
Good.
Yeah.
You're not tempted to go to all min till?
No, we're not. No, I mean, we've got the flexibility then in a wet year.
Any other diversifications on the farm?
We've got a few workshops which we let out. We've got about 7 or 8 of those, and we've got 3 grain stores which we let out to some of the grain merchants, and then we've got a small area of caravan storage.
And you also store potatoes, is that correct?
We do, that's right. We've got about 2,000 tonne of potatoes which we store in boxes and
in a cold store.
In a cold store, that's right. And they belong to a local farmer who purely grows potatoes.
Correct.